Impeachment ni Sara, ekis na. Nicolas Torre, pinaboran. Cheese Escudero, delay pa, at marami pang iba. Kamusta Vorny? Ako nga pala si Vor Joseph at welcome sa News Worthy Recap Weekly Edition number 1 o 6. We have discovered since last week, so skip chances provided if it piques your interest. Impeachment ni Sara, i-dismiss ba?
Wala akong expectations of acquittal or a verdict guilty. Basta sa akin lang ay tinanggap ko na kung ano yung magiging verdict. Whether guilty man yon or acquittal, I'm already at peace. If at all there will be a trial, I think it is wrong to start counting votes now. Rin talaga sila. Really, I truly want a trial because I want a bloodbath talaga.
Matapos magsimba, ayan agad ang sinabi ni VP Sara, adding na crucifixion niya raw yun. Not really referring to the bloodbath, rather siya ang maliligo sa kanyang sariling dugo after marami ang nagalit sa kanyang pagsasalita patungkol sa isang violenteng kind of confrontational laban sa mga bagong prosecutors ng kanyang impeachment trial.
I think many misunderstood the word bloodbath and many didn't want to understand, refused to understand what it meant. We have always said that the impeachment is a political persecution. It is the administration going after me after I resigned from the cabinet. And if it's a persecution, it's some sort of crucifixion against me. Diba? And so when there's a crucifixion, there's blood. So it's a bloodbath, my bloodbath.
Pero bakit parang ayaw ng trial? Sinabi ni Tol Talunan Talentino saying na, functionally dismissed na ang impeachment case ni Duterte as he moved to dismiss it. Na hindi raw ito magro-roll over at hindi raw ito pwede mag-roll over sa 20th Congress.
I respectfully deliver this manifestation to address a pressing constitutional concern. Mr. President, the Senate received the articles of impeachment against Vice President Sara Duterte 117 days ago. Yet the trial required by Article 11, Section 3-4 of the Constitution to proceed forthwith will begin only on June 11, dangerously close to the end of the 19th Congress. This delay compromises due process and undermines our role as an impeachment court. Allowing the 20th Congress to take over this trial would be ultra vires or beyond our constitutional power. Jurisdiction over impeachment is exclusive to the Congress that receives the complaint. Supreme Court rulings in Neri versus Senate and Balag versus Senate and our own Senate rules, Rule 44, Section 123, confirm that all legislative and investigatory matters terminate with the expiration of a Congress. This principle is affirmed internationally. Jefferson's Manual provides that unfinished business do not carry over into a new Congress. If we cannot conclude the trial before June 30, 2025, we must recognize this impeachment case is functionally dismissed by constitutional operation and no action can be taken by the 20th Congress on the matter for lack of constitutional authority.
With even the impeachment proceedings which has been promised at the start of the session sa June 2 para sa presentation of the articles of impeachment until the start of the trial at July 30. Kumbaga, kapag sinabi ni Cheese Escudero na magkakaroon ng trial sa July 30 after the SONA ng Pangulo, may explicit understanding na the impeachment trial will carry over to the 20th Congress. At ayon ang nasa isip ni Cheese Escudero when he made that schedule. Pinaasa tayo Pinaasa tayo na magkakaroon ng trial after the election period. Kasi again, naging alanganin ang pagtatransmit ng House of Representatives ng impeachment complaints laban kay VP Duterte. Kung parang pinasa naman kami, June 2, mag-i-start na yung presentation ng arguments ng articles of impeachment ng mga prosecutors. Pero anong nangyari? Delayed na nga, minove pa to June 11 na kinabukasan ay Independence Day to give way raw sa mga priority bills ng administrasyon na gusto nilang ipasa.
We have to respect the decision of the Senate President and the Senate. Yung sulat sa akin ni Senate President Jesus Ludeso is pretty straightforward. Kaya yung impeachment complaint ay nasa Senado na. So we leave it to their sound discretion as to how they want to proceed and conduct. No?
Akala ko yung para bang anuhin na niya, alisin na niya yung mga agam-agam tungkol dyan na magkakaroon pa ba ng trial o hindi. He could have been more categorical that insofar as the Senate is concerned, tuloy-tuloy kami. I was expecting that kind of a stance sa kanya earlier, but it was not. Ano pa rin, medyo iffy pa rin, right? Kasi hindi pa rin nakakasiguro.
Everything is speculative at this point, but we hope things resolve itself positively for all.
At bakit kaya? Takot ba si Cheese Escudero sa impluensya ng Duterte Bloc sa Senado? Kaya niya ba ito ginagawa kasi nililigawan niya ang boto ng mga Dutertards sa Senado? Sino ba talaga ang master mo? Ang taong bayan na gusto na matuloy ang impeachment trial regardless of what the outcome would be. Si Marcos na nagsasabing ayaw niya ng impeachment proceeding.
Social media yesterday saying that Vice President Sara Duterte, larger scheme of things is unimportant, so don't file an impeachment complaint. Sabi galing daw po sa inyo yon. Can you confirm that, sir? Was there an effort on your part to stop the filing of impeachment?
Well, it was actually private communication, but nalik na, yes. Because that's really my opinion. This is not important. This does not make any difference to even one single Filipino life. So why waste time on it?
O yung nililigawan mong boto ng Duterte Bloc sa susunod na Senado.
Sir, sabi niyo hindi niyo pa nakakausap si Tito Sen, no, for possible Senate presidency. Pero si SP Cheese, kinausap po ba kayo?
Merong mga text naman.
Basically, sir, generally, anong laman ng text message, sir?
Basta ang conclusion siya, mag-usap pa kami yung block namin. Usapan pa namin. Hindi kami magkakap ng final decision dahil andun pa sa abroad si Senator Padilla. Kaya hintayin namin makabalik at mag-usap kami.
But the text messages between you and SP Cheese is about Senate presidency. Safe to say, sir. The topic is Senate presidency.
Correct.
Nagkaroon rin ng maugong-ugong na may isang resolution sa Senado ang kumakalat para i-dismiss na ang impeachment complaint laban kay VP Duterte. But with the initial refusal of the Senate President, opposition and other members to acknowledge its existence kasi wala naman talaga sila makikitang nakahaing resolusyon.
Sir, for the record, kanina po kasi merong umikot sa social media na resolution supposedly dismissing the articles of impeachment against the Vice President. Ano po ang status kung meron mang ganung dokumento dito sa Senado?
Walang ganong uri ng resolusyon na final o pending sa Senado sa ngayon. Ano mang kumakalat na resolusyon na wala namang author na pinakita lamang din sa akin ng media ay ika nga mere scrap of paper unless may mag-file niyan, unless may mag-author niyan, unless pagdebatihan niyan at unless pagbotohan niyan. As of last night, even this morning, tinanong ko dahil sa mga katanungan ng media, wala pong ganyang uri o parehong resolusyon na i-final o inihain sa Senado sa ngayon. Kaya wala kaming aaksiyonang resolusyon pareho o kaugnay o malapit sa lumalabas ngayon.
Inamin ni Bato na nag-draft sila ng resolution for an outright dismissal ng impeachment complaint at pagkansela ng impeachment trial dahil wala rin naman daw jurisdiction ang mga i-final noong 19th Congress papuntang 20th Congress.
So galing daw po sa opisina ninyo, particularly kay Attorney Joanne yung draft. May nabanggit po ba sa inyo yung legislative staff nyo?
Ayun si ma'am. Ayun ma'am. Ayun ma'am.
Kinonfirm na po ni Senator Jinggoy na meron siyang
Nakuha ko.
printed na draft copy. Kayo po may
Galing yun. Galing sa office ko.
oh, kayo po yung nag-initiate. Oh, bakit po? Paano po
Basahin na lang yung resolution. You will understand everything. Basahin niyo yung resolution.
With Bato de la Rosa saying na meron siyang sapat na boto para ma-dismiss ang impeachment complaint. Sobra-sobra pangarap. Tapos sinagot naman ito ng isa sa mga nagsulat at framer ng Constitution na illegal ang sinasabing dismissal via unilateral half of Congress with a Senate resolution ayon kay Attorney Monso. May precedent naman at Supreme Court ruling regarding this issue. In the Supreme Court ruling sa Pimentel v. Joint Congressional Committee na basta non-legislative yung function na gagawin or pakay, hindi ito may expire kahit magpalit pa ng mukha o ng tao ang Kongreso. Because again, justice or service beyond the legislative function shall continue. Kaya pwedeng ma-expire ang mga House at Senate bills at kaya mo siya dapat na i-reintroduce. Pero ang impeachment proceedings, hindi siya ng legislative function, but a judicial function ng legislatura, hindi pwedeng ma-expire na lang katulad ng mga House at Senate bills.
Mr. President, the 1987 Constitution demands that the Senate continue with the impeachment proceedings already initiated without further delay. The rulings of the Supreme Court make it clear that first, impeachment is a non-legislative function of the Senate. This is Chavez versus Judicial and Bar Council, GR number 202242, 16th April 2013. And second, that non-legislative functions of the Senate are not affected by the shift from 19th to 20th Congress. This is the case of Pimentel Jr. versus Joint Committee of Congress, GR number 163783, 22 June 2004. It is true that the 19th Congress cannot bind the 20th Congress and all unfinished business will be terminated, but this is only true for any work done by us in the exercise of our legislative functions. Once we receive the articles of impeachment, trial by the Senate shall forthwith proceed. Hahatulan tayo ng sambayanan kung hindi natin ginampanan ang tungkulin na ito sa sambayanan.
Na isa pa doon sa nagsasabing hindi pwede na ma-impeach ang isang tao in 1 year, sabi naka-4 na araw. So, hindi na dapat talaga magkaroon. Pero kung titignan mo yung verdict, ang sinasabi doon, no impeachment proceedings for a period of 1 year after an impeachment proceeding has been conducted. Complaints lang naman yung sinasabing 4 na yon at hindi pa nga nag-uumpisa ng impeachment proceeding ngayon. Walang expiration ang impeachment. Yan ang tatandaan nyo. Ito, kung wala ka talagang ginawang mali at wala kang tinatago, bakit pinupush ng mga kakampi mo na i-dismiss ang kaso mo? Di ba ang lagi yung sinasabi sa mga nire-red tag o kaya ay nag-oppose sa anti-terror bill at sa war on drugs ng iyong ama? Basta wala kang masamang ginagawa, wala kang dapat ikabahala. Wala na akong pake kung walang boto ang impeachment at mabar si Duterte from ever serving the Filipino people again. Sure na yun na ma-acquit dahil no questions asked ang allegiance kay VP. Tapos ito pa, forthwith nga, di ba? Pero I agree na the 2025 midterm election should serve as a plebiscito sa kung sino mang senador ang gusto ng tao to sit as senator judges. Kasi kahit matalo at ma-acquit si Duterte, at least we know what the evidence was. Plebiscito ang 2025 midterm elections para sa kung sino ang gusto ng tao na umupo as a senator judge, which could either make or break the impeachment process. Ang gusto ko lang malaman ang iba pang ebidensya ng prosecution at ng defense. Pabor pa nga kay Duterte kasi maaring mabura ang dumi sa kanyang pangalan. Ma-acquit na ang ma-acquit. Basta alam ng tao kung sino ang umabuso sa kanilang judicial autonomy at discretion. Kung lantaran, mag-people's power tayo nang matakot ang mga huwarang senator judges na nag-acquit or nag-convict kasi gusto nila o hindi bumabase sa ebidensya. General Torre, PNP chief na. Why do you climb like you're running out of time? Climb the line like you're running out of time. Why do you climb like you're running out of time? Keep on climbing in the meantime, non-stop. Itinalaga si General Nicolas Torre III as the newly appointed PNP chief nitong June 2, 2025 matapos ang masalimuot na balasahan sa gabinete at appointees ng presidente sa kanyang command sa paghahain ng courtesy resignations.
The honorable members of the cabinet. Teka, may laman pa ba yung kabinete ko? Who am I addressing now? we are in flux.
Now, previously, before being appointed as the PNP chief, siya ay naging police chief ng QCPD noong 2022. Direktor ng PNP Headquarters Communication and Electronic Services. Last year lang, June 2024, itinalaga siya sa Davao as the acting director, which managed to arrest the fugitive Pastor Apollo Carrion Quiboloy or PAQ matapos ang ilang linggong standoff ng kanyang mga supporters sa labas ng kanyang Kingdom of Jesus Christ compound as he deployed 2,000 officers to arrest Quiboloy. Mind you, relatively or actually bloodless ang naging paglusob o pag-raid ng PNP sa compound ni Quiboloy.
General, nung nakuha po si Quiboloy, naging usap-usapan po noon kung naaresto ba siya or sumuko ba siya. Pwede nyo bang liwanagan ito para sa amin?
At the outset, ma'am, thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to present our side on this August body. This is the second time that we appear in the Senate, and in the first time, it resulted in our ability to show to the public what is happening during the 16-day operation inside the KOGC compound. Regarding the arrest of Mr. Quiboloy, in all intents and purposes, in our whole operations, he is arrested because he submitted himself to my representative because he has no other options other than submit himself to the custody of the law. Because whether he like it or not, he has no other options during the time. Because I have 4,500 people around him inside this compound, and 1,200 is concentrated on the two buildings that he has control of.
After that, ilagay naman agad siya sa Criminal Investigation and Detection Group o CIDG, notably overseeing the arrest of dating Presidente Rodrigo Duterte nitong March 2025 papuntang The Hague, Netherlands, base sa warrant na inilabas ng International Criminal Court sa pakikipagtulungan with the International Police o Interpol.
You are placing under arrest as deputized to me by the PCTC.
Ma'am, sorry.
By virtue of the warrant of arrest issued by the ICC for crimes against humanity. Sir, you have the right to remain silent. You have the right for counsel of your choice. Anything you say will be used for and against you.
Siya ay dating 2-star Police Major General, jumped to the highest spot in his rank as a 4-star general, essentially skipping a rank. 2-star, hindi na nag-3-star, nag-4-star agad. Naging sikat at matunog ang kanyang pangalan sa ilan sa mga high-profile na pagpapaaresto ng mga personalidad sa ating political zeitgeist. Kinwestiyon ni Davao City Vice Mayor Baste Duterte at Vice President Sara Duterte ang tila pabor na promotion dahil sa paglaktaw nito sa 3-star general status dahil sa pagpapahuli kay former President Digong at kanyang spiritual advisor Pastor Quiboloy.
OVP at KOGC at ang pamilya Duterte ay nakaranas po ng injustices mula sa bagong PNP chief. So in this connection, ma'am, ano po ang inaasahan ninyong magiging sitwasyon sa Pilipinas sa ilalim ng bagong liderato ng PNP?
Well, I do not think magiging mas maayos or mas maganda ang ating bansa, no? Unang-una, doon na lang tayo, no, sa pagpili ng Speaker of the House of Representatives. Na noon ko pang sinabi na bakit ka naman pipili ng Speaker of the House of Representatives na implicated in a bribery case on records in a case in the United States. So, yung palang kaduda-duda na eh, 'di ba? Parang pag alam mo kaagad na ganun, hindi mo susuportahan yan as Speaker of the House of Representatives. In the same way na merong recent findings ang Senate of violations of law of this police officer. So bakit mo naman gagawing chief of police? So masyadong sketchy yung
admire this person kung talagang he did everything with due process. Diba? But like technically if you talk about the case or like we review what happened, what transpired during yung ginawa sa kanya with KOJC and lahat, it's nothing. Wala. He's only handpicked there by the administration because he's an attack dog. That's it. Nothing more than...
With Tora even hitting back na, kung natatandaan mo, yung tatay mo ay in-appoint si Bato del Rosa as PNP chief, 1-star lang siya noon. Effectively jumping 2 spots compared to Torres, 1 spot.
One last, on other issues, naglabas po kasi ng statement si Mayor Baste Duterte saying na 3 ranggo ang tinalunan ninyo because it's not a merit-based promotion and he even called you an attack dog. What do you want to tell Mayor Baste?
Okay. I just respect his decision and I respect his opinion. And rewind lang ng konti sa termino naman ng tatay niya kung sino unang chief PNP. Okay? So, ano rango ng unang chief PNP at ano rango ko bago ako naging chief PNP. So, it really goes back to him, really. Seriously speaking, it goes back to him. Okay? The first chief PNP of his father is a 1-star na naging automatic 4-star. Did he ask that? Did he question that? So,
Salamat, General.
Thank you.
Next to ask question is Ms. Pia Gutierrez, ABS-CBN.
Hi, General. General, hingi rin din po ako ng reaction dun sa sinabi ni Vice President Sara Duterte sa kanyang interview sa The Hague. She said that, she questioned your appointment as PNP chief, even calling it sketchy, especially as a Senate committee daw found that you have violated the law in implementing the arrest of her father, former President Duterte. Can you comment on that?
Again, I respect the opinion of the Vice President and the opinion of everyone regarding the things that we've done during the arrest of Mr. Duterte and his eventual transfer to The Hague. The findings of the Senate Committee is still within the Ombudsman, and the Senate Committee is not a disciplinary machinery nor a court that can say who is right and who is wrong, who is guilty and not guilty. So I think we will answer all those things in a proper forum.
Okay. Thank you, Mr.
Pero there's a lot of stuff that Torre has yet to mention or address, katulad ng yung sa Samar na ginawa siyang persona non grata dahil hindi niya na-curb ang kriminalidad sa Samar. But the thing about General Nicolas Torre is that I don't know why, but I see him more in the same light as former DILG Secretary Benhur Abalos. Marcos has a great ambition for Benhur Abalos kasi ginawa siyang DILG Secretary, talagang binida siya ni Marcos. Pero in the end, natalo pa rin siya, which kind of had, kasi dapat si Abalos sa magiging parang pro-Marcos or the Marcos prodigy na mag-aangat or at least magpupush ng kanyang legislative agenda ni Marcos na magiging parang tauhan ni Marcos. Kasi kung iisipin natin, si Torre at saka si Abalos, para silang si Enrile at Ramos na naging parang right-hand man ni Marcos Sr. Now, right-hand man ni Marcos Jr. So, parang ganun ang nangyayari. Pero, at yan po po sa Luis Rebordi Recap Weekly Edition for roughly the first week of June 2025. Mag-suggest ng top percent of questions to the balita if you feel I'm presented them in any way. Sa labas ka nung makapag-inform me, like, subscribe for my legacy socials and avoid Joseph, the will be linked down below. So, civil of course. Paalam. Thank you.